So I'm Martin from Cessnet and IOCB Prague. I have a presentation for this tiny project of mine that hopefully will be useful for some of you. This is aimed at Galaxy admins for the most part, even though Galaxy users will hopefully benefit from their admins being happy, right? So it's about templated repository I made with help of other people, and it's trying to address some of the pains that Galaxy tool management is. Galaxy tool management is a very complicated thing because it's been evolving over 20 years. There are many different kinds of tools that sort of Galaxy inherited from previous times, and each has a config file or more. And ordering tools within tool panel and searching within tool panel and ordering sections within tool panel. All these things are very tricky and it's hard to get it right. And it's very frustrating from the admin's perspective. And from this perspective too. Some changes require Galaxy to restart, some don't. And the admin UI for installing things, it's fairly click heavy. And it's not very, it doesn't offer any automation for you to use. So how to manage tools. So ideally, when SCCML tools take off, we will not need any of this. So hopefully this project will become very obsolete very soon. But until then, it's trying to bridge a gap in how to configure your tools properly and how to manage your tools in your instance conveniently. So it's designed to provide Galaxy admins with sort of a cookie cutter tool that they can follow step by step and arrive at a Galaxy instance that has more automated tool management and it's more hands-off for the admins. And ideally, it would also serve as a sort of a contact point for users to ask for tools, for new tool installations. So, but beware, no matter what you do, it is still basically juggling of configuration files, which can be scary and tricky. But at least we will provide you with a couple of tools and processes and walkthroughs that will make this hopefully more pleasant, and you won't end up in the same space where Andy did, where just configuration does not make sense anymore. So how does the template look like? It is basically 3 parts. So it is a bunch of Python scripts that do the YAML juggling for you if you invoke them correctly. It has a bunch of GitHub CI workflows that use these scripts in order to automate and validate and link and update things for you. And the new filter repository with folders related, like named or identifying your Galaxy instances. So I'm personally using this for, I think, 3 or 5 Galaxies, including the 2 instances now. So we have a bunch of folders here, and all the automation is applied to all the Galaxy instances that are in there. Every instance-specific folder has a bunch of files in it that define how the tool panel looks like, what the schema of the given instance is, so mainly what kind of sections it has, what kind of IDs the sections have, and then it's filled with YAML files that define what kind of tools are installed, in what versions, what kind of dependencies they have defined, and what kind of IDs and labels the sections have. Then there are a bunch of scripts, as mentioned, which basically function as a heart and as a sort of the process for the workflows to invoke. And the workflows are designed to run on the GitHub CI. They can automatically find newest tool revisions and add them to the list for you, create PRs that will that you will just, as an admin, basically merge, approve, and be happy with. They can detect inconsistencies in your files, make sure that your Galaxy will be able to load them properly. And they can install new versions if your instance is reachable from the internet. And if it's not, there are tools that will help you set up cron scripts that will help you deploy these configuration files. So how can my users add tools? Ideally, they will come to this repo of yours that you create from the template. And they basically say, hey, I want a tool from this owner with this name. You merge it. The CNI will dispatch the installation process, and the tool will appear in Galaxy. How do my user ask to update tools? Ideally, they don't, because you just schedule the updates, and the bot creates the pull requests, and you basically just either merge them or automate the merging part too. And all the tools in your Galaxy, or the tools you select in your Galaxy, will always be up to date, or they will have the newest version installed. So to sum this up, this is a tool that lives in GitHub, or rather, this is a repository that lives in GitHub, which is set up as a template. So you don't fork it. You basically just use it. There's like a push a button for it. It will create a copy of this for your purposes. It does a detailed walkthrough, step by step, in what you have to do to sort of adapt using it. And you can refer to all the things that you can do in the walkthrough. So there were multiple inspirations in how to set this tool up, or like this repository app. There's a repository that's used by .org, by .eu, a repository by Matthias, and the last one is the one we use. So very much would like to thank to Nate, Helena, Pierre, Matthias, and Marius, who made bits and pieces that this template is made from. I think it's there. And I would also like to invite you to Galaxy Admin training that we are organizing in Brno, not that far from here. It's like 12 hours of training. And it's a week-long event that's fairly intense and hands-on, with a very good ratio of teachers to attendees. And it's free, as long as you pay for your accommodation, of course, and travel. And yeah, it's in the end of November, from 24th to 28th. There's a link for you that if you want any details. And in this link, there's also a link to register if you'd like to. If you're interested, please do, so we can officially confirm, because we're still missing a couple of attendees to be able to say, like, yeah, we definitely will make this. But you're all invited. With that, thank you for your time. Please come to the BOF today at 4:30 if you're interested in how to manage tools, or if you want to share what you're doing with tool management. And you can also check our poster, which is still up, I think, until tomorrow, hopefully, downstairs. I don't think any questions. Thank you.
May I talk? I think none of the admin should miss this workshop. Brno is a beautiful city. Any questions?
So it basically would be a couple of short questions, because I want basically to be convinced to use this, because we are going to be premium users probably. I mean, I'm Galaxy U admin, and I mean, there is Mira too, and Gabriel. So you said that you were inspired also by the system that we have, right? So basically, I would, in the short list of points, what does this improve? I mean, I've seen already that it opens the PRs, which I mean, our system doesn't do. Also, you can order the tools in the panel, sorry, the sections in the panel. But I'm not sure if I'm missing some other features. So if you have some quick summary of what's added on top, let's say.
Yeah, it's not that different, right? So the three repos, or 4 repos I mentioned here, it's like this project is pretty much a merger of these, with like a detailed walkthrough, an example repository, and a template you can just take and follow. So when I was setting this together for testnet for the Czech instances, I was running from the first repo to the second to third. Each of them has like their own approach. Each of them has like their own features. The scripts are not necessarily compatible between each other. So I tried to iron all this out to make this sort of more approachable. So the next person who comes after me and wants to set up something like that for their instance has a much easier job. So this is what template's trying to do. So there's not much functionality on top. Like there are some more CI, I think there is, like you mentioned, and that's about it.
It also works with Biomod, right? To install the tools, how is that automation working?
Oh yeah, it uses ephemeris.
Ephemeris, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
My extended question, so is it installation, you showed it as on PR, it installs, is it right away, or do you have a scheduled installation?
You can do any, you can either do like dispatch or scheduled or triggered by something, or is that a question?
Marius, someone from there?
Yeah, there's this optional tool panel use parts. Will you say something about that? Sorry. That you, in one of the slides, you had like, if you want to simplify your life, tool panel views or something, what's that about?
Oh, right. So tool panel views are sort of a different way how to manage tool panel. And you give something up. I think what you give up is that you cannot order tools within sections understand alphabetically. But if you take that step, then everything else is easier because you never have to touch the magical integrated tool called XML file that all admins hate, and everything just sort of falls in its place.
I'll take one more question because
Okay, thanks for the talk. Very interesting. I've also struggled to configuration, so I've saved your link for future reference. But I was wondering if it also couples back if you have also installed tools through the GUI, so that couple back to the configuration solution of yours, because yeah.
So it does initially, right? So the first step is like how to adjust to using this template, which starts by querying your galaxies, so downloading all the things that are installed there and like fitting them into YAML files and then parsing into per section and stuff. So if you rerun that first step while you change Galaxy from the admin interface or other means, it will regenerate to a new point, but this is not something that's done often. I think if you start using this, you will start using the UI for it.
thanks.
Thank you.
Sorry for remaining participants, so please join the buff. I think you can have more fruitful discussions there. Let's thank Martin again.